My world market opinion's up to satisfied currently. I do still need to take Thailand at some point. That's something I said I would take, and I will take. Also in India, there was 2 naval production, and then I think like 2 land production. Yeah, something like that. So I'm gonna add 1 more land production here. And I'm going to add an air production to get it closer to what I usually have in my quote-unquote islands. Electricity's still looking good overall. We have yet to finish those hydro plants. I think we can scrap another 50 petrol. I'm just doing this in tiers because I don't want to do too much at once, but I definitely want to phase this out to free up the oil so we don't have to build more oil, because oil isn't even profitable, but neither is electricity. This is kind of solving 2 things in one. And hydro building is just really, really good for stimulating the economy, which is one reason I'm doing this. Of course, there's other ways to do it that are certainly better. Hey, I finished building the Minuteman. I'm going to mark that as favorite, and then he's going to start pumping out a bunch of those. It can go further than the Atlas. It does similar, maybe a little bit less damage than the Atlas per, but it goes farther. It moves slower. It doesn't need as much uranium, though, which is nice, nor as much military goods. It does take a little bit longer to build one, a little bit more money, but I'm fine with that. So we're going to phase out the Atlas, focus solely on the Minuteman once the current Atlas is finished. I can cancel this one that just started, though. And my 12 missile silos have finished, so I do have the capability of launching the Atlases that I've already built. We almost have the ability to make communication satellites, and that would be very, very handy for helping our units maintain more efficiency while spending less on unit efficiency, especially if we get to that first and actually get them built. And France detonated an atomic bomb. That's just a historical event. I don't think that actually affects anything. I'm staying ahead of both of them, which is good. I'm definitely more ahead of USSR. Shibi's tech isn't nearly as good. Alright, I think we're good to do this by now. I'm gonna go and get rid of the rest of our petrol plants altogether. I did start a very minor amount more of hydro construction, but I'm gonna phase out every last petrol plant that we have. The electricity should be fine. Honestly, the supply and demand of electricity in the world is just more than enough. We will probably never have a problem with it. Even if we do, it's the same amount to produce it right now as it is to export it anyway. And I just want to reclaim as much oil usage as possible. One thing we do look like we're going to need is some more timber, though. I guess I can add to our massive garbage patch, let's call it, of timber here. I think another 84 timber mills should definitely help this situation. We're definitely going to need more, because even with the price this high, demand is this high. It's all the population we took over from India. They're settling into our economy. They're starting to earn money, and they're starting to spend it. So the demand for things like agriculture and the demand for things like timber are really starting to go up. Why is the price of agriculture suddenly going up so much? Because the USSR is currently importing it as well. They just imported a whole bunch. That's interesting. Looks like the USSR has once again hit a money problem. That's interesting. It's not a bad thing. It's definitely a good thing for us, because the longer he's at a money problem, well, the worse his finances will be, and that will, of course, help us. I can get the alliance with the Gold Coast, not that that will really do much for me, but I'm gonna go ahead and get it anyway. I'm gonna go around and turn off some air production in the homeland. Not all of it, just some of it, again, to try to save costs, and because, well, we don't really need to produce anything here, because we're not having any issues of this kind over here. We need the production more elsewhere in the world than we need it here right now. Currently, that ties me with the USSR for air production with what I currently have. That's not bad. I might modify it a little bit more here or there. Looks like we are going to need more oil one way or another. The production just isn't keeping up with demand currently. So I will need to end up making some more if I want to natively meet demand, which would be good, otherwise the price is going to start skyrocketing. I'll start building some more up here by Canada. It's a nice, more limited amount to work with. And just oil gas fields, because that is a lot cheaper to make. Fit in some timber in this region. Anywhere where we actually have any oil gas fields making, for sure, because it's just a good excuse to actually go ahead and build some more timber. We're going to need loads more timber. Timber and oil, all this demand is skyrocketing as the Indian population. We took like almost 200 million population between Korea and India into our country, and so working it in actually economically is going to be tough. China definitely has the best economy right now and definitely has the best finances for its population. I'm struggling, but the USSR is the one that's completely out of money, like completely. This is also the year where our non-aggression is going to end. I think he's just stockpiling troops. Like, yeah, look at his bar. It even surpasses mine at this point. So he definitely has like an excessive amount of troops, maybe 5,000 to 6,000 land troops, because he did tell me he wasn't doing arms race yesterday. So I do believe that he is stockpiling troops, and that's going to make his finances just even worse throughout all this time. Hey, Portugal and Australia allied. That's good. More of our allies allying. That's the kind of shit that I need, or that I'd like, anyway. I'm going to raise the price of agriculture a little more, and I'm going to start producing 20% of my own demand, because now the USSR is importing agriculture, probably because he's turning it off to try to save money. Oh, that should be negatively impacting his economy now that I think about it. It's okay still. As I turn on agriculture, it will help my economy, but I do have to keep an eye on my finances, especially while I'm building stuff. My finances are definitely in a weird spot. Countries are now offering to sell me oil because I'm not making enough, and they're offering me a damn good price, that's for sure. Ideally, I just want to increase my own production of it at the end of the day anyway, but I will go ahead and buy because honestly, my allies are sending me more than enough money anyway. And if I can get an alliance with Brazil, I can have them help pay my bills. Who else is doing really good on money? UK, Canada, China, Greece. Okay, so mostly my allies, actually. Mostly my allies. His allies are surely helping him, the Warsaw Pact and Venezuela and all that. Which is good, because it should be weakening them. He's keeping my allies out of the war, you know, out of the game, really. So, when I do end up attacking Warsaw, it's probably just going to be me versus all of them. So the weaker they are, the better. The weaker my allies, honestly, not very consequential. So, yeah, the price of agriculture is just through the roof now that he's started importing it as well. He's not making enough. Oof, money is a tough thing. Me and him took a little bit too much pop. It's hard to take a bite out of China. That population is really difficult. I could technically help it by, say, colonizing what I got out of India instead of keeping it. But if I can just get through these next few years where Shibi has to rebuild his military, I could get into a situation where I actually just perfectly absorb all of it. And that would be ideal. And Togoland has achieved independence. I know where Togo is. There it is. Let's start supporting it. I'm also going to go ahead and I'm going to turn on garrisons in Liberia. Not that we're going to need it, but I want to phase in more garrisons still. Oh, we're starting to pump out the aardvarks. We got the aardvarks. Let's get rid of everything that is not an aardvark. The aardvark is our best thing right now. Yeah, we don't want anything other than aardvarks for tac bombers. Oh, and we got the Sea Sprite for helicopters. It has our best range and our best stats for sure. So let's get rid of every other helicopter. I gotta go through and modernize things now that I've been researching more and getting more. Oh my god, the U2 Recon, it's beautiful. It's very expensive, but it's beautiful. Once we get the SR-71 or whatever, Blackbird, that'll be even nicer. Be even better at getting us what we need visually over enemy territory. Hey, we got the Long Beach. That has pretty much replaced whatever we were using before. Now, maybe we already have the Long Beach, so I should probably... No, we didn't. Looks like we're replacing all of our cap ship fleet with the Long Beach. I've gone ahead and excluded everything else cap ship-wise. If we could phase out the current Iowa, that would be great, because the Iowa is actually really, really expensive. And we did get the gearing for an escort ship, the newer gearing, which is a hell of a lot better than the older gearing. It's not even a competition. So we're going to phase out all of this older World War II and early Cold War stuff because this gearing is just better. We finally have designs that are just definitively better, except maybe for interceptors and maybe multi-role. We haven't really advanced there too much. Recon-wise, we're pumping out the V100 Commandos, and those are looking hot. The Sheridan doesn't look like they actually replace it, unfortunately, but I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the Lynx because clearly the V100 Commando is ideal. We've also gotten a new anti-tank here. It's a worldwide design. It's kind of better than our light tank, honestly. I'll leave both of them in there and let my AI make both. It'll be a decent balance to try to maintain. Get rid of this old 50s howitzers now. We're going to replace our artillery with this new SP gun. We got the Conqueror Heavy 2s pumping out. They're expensive, but they're amazing. And if we can replace all of our older stuff with them, that would be wonderful. We can start doing that. Oh, we are doing that with the APCs as well. Once we watch this APC number go up, once it gets to like 1,000 or more, we can pretty much feel assured that most of our older stuff, like these Green Berets, have been adequately replaced. Gold Coast forms an alliance with Luxembourg. That's so weird, but okay. Yeah, the price of agriculture is just not working out, honestly. This is just not working out as an import anymore. I'm gonna pump up our production to roughly 1/3 of our demand. We keep trying to buy, and we're gonna import every time we get offered it, but we're gonna have to keep an eye out. Our money, as you see, is still not doing the best as we keep getting offers to send us money by the same countries that are selling us stuff that's needing us to buy stuff. So they're kind of paying for what we're buying from them. The UK's finances are still doing great, thank God, plus Canada, so they can send me money for now. I do really, really, really wish I had Brazil, but I'm not going to throw money at Brazil to get Brazil. They'll start liking me more as time goes on. China really likes them, but no alliance. China hasn't made any alliances. The USSR is not great friends with them by the looks of it, which is good, because then the USSR will not get their money. USSR, inflation's going down. Mine is kind of holding steady. This version of Iraq is starting to like me, so I'll go ahead and get everything up to non-aggression with them right now. Damn, Narfi, that's a beefy military bar you got there.
Yeah, I am just keeping that my mental control, so I don't know.
That must be a lot of units. Hey, Shibi, I just wanted to teach you real quick. Garrisons don't show up on the military bar. He has all those units deployed. I don't think he has any garrisons set. He only has units deployed for the most part. Like, there's very little garrisons in his nation. And those units cost a lot more than garrisons.
Yeah, I know.
We have started pumping out some Minutemen. Of course, we don't actually have any yet because they take so long to make. We only have 5 missile productions. Right now, I can't really afford to start raising missile production or any of my production anymore. I still have lower production overall than all of them, but my Navy's going to stay dominant no matter how many naval productions he makes or turns on. Air power-wise, you know, so long as I'm over in their region, my air power will be fucked. It's going to be best on my own home territory, which is why I'm less worried about air power. Land production is one of the big things, right? But there comes a point where you have so much land units that it doesn't matter if you get more. There's a point where you have so many land units that you just can't stand to gain anything by building more. That's why I'm still upgrading and not just making, because with the reservist situation, you know, it takes money and it takes power out of your economy in order to get those reservists deployed. So I don't want to be in his situation where I'm scrambling to get reservists and hurting my finances and, you know, just generally doing everything he's doing. Look at his domestics. This is how I know he's terrible for money. He's not spending anything on social spending. His literacy is not even at 60%. His emigration's higher than his immigration. He must have some healthcare spending and probably infrastructure, but that's about it if I had to guess. Even China's social spending is shit. Unlike both of them, I'm actually maintaining my social spending and maintaining positive domestics, which is going to allow me to adjust to everything that's happening and to my economy, my population growth and all that a lot more smoothly than they will be able to do it. Some of the oil, gas fields are finishing, but it doesn't look like it's quite going to be enough. We do... Oh, okay, so the prices are starting to lower. That's actually really good. That's a good sign for our total actual production. But we're going to need more oil gas fields for sure. Very few days left on the ones we've already placed, so let's start placing more. We're going to want to be self-sufficient with the Indian population accounted for. So long as I maintain roughly what I'm using, then the excess won't really matter very much because it's just going to be sold directly to our population anyway. Oh, China has declared war on Inner Mongolia. I guess he did need to clean that up. I'll go ahead and support that. And the Mali Federation has been freed. I'll go ahead and support that. They're still marked as in exile for some reason. Maybe it's going to take another day. That's pretty weird. But they've been freed out of French West Africa. There you go. Now they have a... Well, they don't have a leader, but... Yeah, that's interesting. I'll go ahead and support that. We also have a very excessive amount of research centers. Honestly, like, we have more than we need by a long shot. I can go ahead and scrap some that we got from more vulnerable parts of our empire, like such as over here in Austria. I know there's another one up here, because we're not even using all of these. Here's the other one. Yeah, it's sitting on a military complex. What the hell is happening? Oh my god. So much independence. Wait, give me a fucking second. What's happening?
All the colonies are being liberated.
Ooh, Madagascar. This one would actually be interesting to take over, so I'll actually not support that one.
Looks like all the French.
I'll condemn that one. Somaliland. Well, no, the UK's releasing some stuff too, like Somaliland, for example. Well, a lot of the French ones for sure. Oh, Inner Mongolia, they're dead. The mistake has been corrected.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get garrisons on Ireland now to buff that up. And there's another one. Oh, the Congo. I need the Congo. I need the Congo. The Congo is where a bunch of rubber is. I definitely need to take the Congo. Madagascar is good for naval locations and uranium, technically. Not that we're having any uranium problems, or that we will be. But naval location especially. The Congo is just really, really good for rubber. Oh, there goes the rest of Somaliland. Jesus fucking Christ. Calm down, world. That was Italian Somaliland. Some more research is opening up, but we'll probably just burn through it like we've been burning through everything else. We're in a little bit of a research hole right now for what we can actually research and do. There's not that many things available, though certain researches will unlock more. And now we're researching more recon and the IOF-2. Oh my god, if we can get the IOF-2, I believe it's better than this APC. I'll probably leave this APC and the IOF-2 in there and just see what the AI does with producing them. I do know the IOF-2 is really, really good for when it releases. I got a new flag! Guys, I got a new flag.
Congrats.
There's like one more star on it. Guys.
Yeah,
How do you
you got a 51st state.
No, 49th.
Oh, 49th?
Yeah, because
Oh, that's right.
remember
Yeah,
Alaska,
yeah.
Hawaii.
Yeah.
And we caught a
Should be
spy
more
from
stars
East
on it.
Germany.
You have Cuba, Japan.
Well, they're not states.
Why not?
Because they have not adopted the correct constitution.
They're holdings.
That's why a lot of U.S. territories are not states, is because they don't have a constitution compatible with the United States. Okay, the oil situation is looking a lot better, so we can probably stop focusing on that. Timber, though, even with everything I built, we're going to need more timber. So, I mean, let's just start making more timber, huh? It's not very expensive to make timber. The more self-sufficient we are on this, the better, because it hurts their income because they can't sell. But it hurts my income because I'm making it and not buying it, but the prices are even, so I guess at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter that much. I'm building another 106 timber, so that should help. I can visibly watch the demand going up as my production goes up. Settling in all these Indians into the country is a pain in the ass, man. Keeping up with agriculture is a pain in the ass, too, due to the prices. We need to slowly keep ramping it up. We'll up it to 40% of demand that we self-produce. I have seen my economy is starting to gain a little bit of traction. It's at 2.1. Building things will help, of course. Electricity's starting to catch up too, but with the prices, even if we go negative, it won't really matter that much. But we should still try to stay on the ball of making hydro. I'm gonna go ahead and place just this little bit more hydro, keep that constructing, because it takes a really long time to produce. Our finances overall have been improving, so that's good. Yeah, it looks like the Warsaw Pact is starting to take out a lot of debt. Their finances are a lot worse than it was. That's how you know he's not really supporting them anymore. I don't know what he's doing. He's probably barely managing anything that he's doing. He's lost almost all of his friends and allies in the world. Pretty much just his regular allies is what he's friends with right now. But even they're probably not going to like him too much longer if he doesn't start supporting them again and giving them money. Out of everyone, I have the highest domestic approval rating, and the USSR has the lowest because of his social spending and the fact that we're both opposing him. Mine's the highest, certainly, with a current roughly 34% it's maintaining. Thailand is building a lot of research centers, so they already have one. Interesting. So we won't really necessarily need more. Even the Congo has one, so I can probably get rid of a couple more research right now while we don't actually need that much research in order to also help save costs. These two are still not finished deconning. That's funny. We can get rid of definitely more vulnerable ones on the front here. We have 4 in Yugoslavia. Oh boy. Yeah, let's get rid of, say, another 2 of these. Who's been released now? Dahomey. What the hell is that? Oh, okay. This doesn't stay named Dahomey, but we'll keep an eye on what it... because it's going to get a name change for sure. I know that it does. And another Colony has been released. Niger! Alright, we'll support Niger. Damn, right when, like, Asia ran out of countries to invade, fucking here comes all of Africa to the world scene. There's another one. Hot Volta.
And another.
Hot Volta. What the hell name is that? God. This one has the German flag. Hot Volta. Interesting. Oh, it's a French colony. Oh, look! Another one. What's this one? Hey, the Ivory Coast! Which, in reality, is supposed to have a lot of rubber, but it doesn't in the Cold War for some reason. The mod actually adds that back. And now French Laos is having a
Oh, we definitely gotta play
insurgency.
with the mod then, for damn sure.
Dude, you should see the amount of rubber in the mod. It's amazing. It actually has most of the realistic, like, real-world locations of rubber. So you have, like, Central America has rubber. Brazil has all the rubber they're supposed to have. The Ivory Coast is rubber. There's way more in Africa. China has, like, 4 times the amount of rubber they have. Indochina has more. They didn't add any in the Philippines. I'm pretty sure the Philippines has rubber. There's just more all over the place. Like, there wouldn't be a need to fight over rubber in that one because it's just everywhere. Well, it's not everywhere. It's not in Europe or Russia where it's not supposed to be. Hey, Chad! Oh my god, they're all getting freed at once.
It's like having a seizure, but it's like, oh my god, make them stop.
Another one! The Congo Republic! Oh my god! Cyprus! Fucking Christ! Calm down!
This is normal or what?
Oh my god! Jesus fuck, 1960 is a crazy fucking year, man! What the hell? Oh.
Oh. Wait, what?
It was just a French mega colony, basically.
I was like, I didn't do shit. I thought I did something. I'm like, I didn't do it.
Well, the oil situation is definitely far more under control to the point where our production cost is now exceeding the market price again, because that's just how unstable it is. Timber's still building. We do have some hydro under production, and we are still getting rid of some excess research centers that we're not using. The amount of research is definitely going up. Commercial video gaming. That's funny. This is a gag, this research. It allows you to build Battle Goat Studios, which doesn't really do anything. I should research that just as a meme while I have the extra slot. Hey Shibi, what's your land army looking like?
Just hit over 2,000 units.
Nice, nice. With your garrisons up too. If your front lines are, you know, fortified and stuff, he would be fucked. I don't think with this many units he'd be able to invade you, so you're definitely well defended. A little bit more time and you'll be ready for the offensive.
Yeah, I just gotta work on my front lines a little bit more. If you notice, over by Iran, I cut off all the fucking road access to them.
Yeah, I saw
For the
that.
most part.
Be careful with the... no, I guess the emplacements will work fine even with limited supply. If anything, you might want to just connect, like, the towns there on the border with the emplacements to maybe make sure they keep supply. What the hell is this monstrosity in the town of CB? 3 gun emplacements, 3 fortifications. You might want to put some air defenses on the back line there. Because you know he has probably about the same amount of air power as me, if not better. And it's all right there. He can send it all there if he wants to.
Oh, I know.
But it looks like preparations are going very well. How's your finances doing?
Pretty good. I'm actually going through and deactivating a lot of stuff.
Okay.
Like getting rid of some overages.
Yeah.
Sad thing is, not a whole lot of people want to trade with me.
I think we've overproduced. I mean, just look at your fucking oil production all by itself and what you're exporting. I think there's too much resources in the world. There's too much rubber at this point. There's not even enough demand for rubber.
Yeah, I was thinking of killing my rubber production and just importing it. Be cheaper.
Are you sure about that? Have you turned off your synths?
Not yet.
Because you can still, like, you just turn off the synths, and then if you keep the natural rubber going, that would end up fine. Where the hell are all your troops going? Jesus fuck.
Training exercise.
Are you gonna put them in Singapore or something?
No.
Oh, I see. You're going for something in Africa. Are you going for the Congo?
They're going somewhere.
Well, it definitely looks like somewhere is Africa.
Yes.
Yeah, buying agriculture just is not keeping up. He's importing too much. Let's raise this up to a healthy 50% of our production. It's definitely helping keep our economy afloat when I do. I have a feeling Shibi's going for the Congo for the rubber. I can't imagine anything else that he would want from Africa, especially having just told me about rubber. I might just let him take it. I might just let him beat me there and take it. They haven't lost any military approval. Somalia, maybe. Somalia has a little bit of rubber. I wouldn't be surprised if he maybe went for them. Although I don't know. Our timber's looking a lot healthier. It'll definitely need more eventually. I can see the demand still trickling upwards. I don't know how much we'll need at the end of the day, but I am going to go ahead and just make some more timber just to pad it out so it doesn't become an issue during wartime or anything. And more stuff is being freed. I'll take a look at that in a second. There, another 70 lumber. I think that'll be good. Nigeria, I'll go ahead and support that and start supporting them. Catching more spies from East Germany. Yeah, they're gonna make it real easy to invade them once the time comes. I have to actually put effort into trying to make Brazil like me, so I'm just gonna start sending them finished indie goods because I have that rather than money, and it's not worth anything, indie goods right now. They're not worth anything. I have honestly too much production of it. Their price has plummeted because right now nobody's really building a whole lot. So this is something that I can send them that has a pretty decent value that's not money to try to make them get over the edge here. Hey, we finished researching the IOF-2 and my AI is already making it. I'm very curious what he's going to do with this compared to the APC. It goes further. Its offensive stats are honestly better in every way. Better in every way. It is more money to have them deployed, though. Yeah, I can't find one way that this is worse, necessarily. It's more expensive, but it's far from being worse, mind you. I can see how this is going to go. We need the IOF-2. It's from 72. This is from 60. Let's just go ahead and exclude this. The IOF-2 is going to be worth replacing everything with, and the more of that we get out, the better. At least we know he doesn't have the IOF-2. He's probably going to research his own stuff. He has something close by to 72. He has the BMP-1. It doesn't look as good as the IOF-2, mind you. But definitely is his next infantry. He's definitely started on recruiting. Looks like he's also gotten the T-72M. Oh boy, so he's getting some much better tanks going. That's probably better than my Conqueror 2 Heavies? Maybe. It's a lot newer, but I'm not sure if it's better. And we got another anti-tank. It's the LAV 150 Commando. Defensive stats are better than the Tiger. The actual anti-tank stats are better. So are other combat stats. It can go further. It can move twice as fast. It's actually a little cheaper. It uses less fuel. It's harder to hit. Oh my god, this is just so much better. Well, of course it is. It's 20 years newer. So let's go ahead and get rid of everything except the LAV 150 Commando. I want to go through a period of upgrades here is really what I want to do. That's my goal right now, to just sit back, upgrade to all my newest and best stuff, and then get that stuff deployed everywhere. We can get the alliance with Brazil. Nice. So that was definitely worth it. Because now anytime we have a money shortage, we have Mr. 200+ billion money here to bail us out. Nobody's even close to Brazil in money. I could also just, take them over. If I took them over, I'd get all their money, but I wouldn't get their money generation. That's the important thing. Their domestics are through the roof. Their money generation is better than anybody's right now. All of us players have suffered from one big problem, but mainly me and Narfi, and that's just that we've expanded too quickly. Even though China's taken more, China settled in the India population with poor social spending, mind you, and did it successfully. And then once we took away part of that Indian population plus some other populations, we got hit with needing to settle them in, and then China was already just fine. And the world market is definitely balancing out and not in a good way. So that leaves scant money-making possibilities now in the current day. Buying agriculture is still just a bitch. I'm gonna raise my natural production up to roughly 2/3, 65%. We're pleased with the world market, which is good, and I did get that one alliance that I actually wanted. We have literally 100% towards East Germany, and thus could invade them whenever the hell we wanted to. But the time is not yet right. I hope to take over the Warsaw Pact while China fights Shibi. That's my hope. That's what I hope will happen. I do need to take Thailand, which I know does not have a lot of military. I know that for a fact. We do have an excessive amount of security bureaus, along with our intelligence academies. We don't need this. We had one in America, maybe? We could get rid of that.
Be right back.
Alright, let's get rid of, let's say 2 of the security bureaus for now. We'll have 2 security bureaus and 2 intelligence academies, assuming we don't lose anything. I won my election.
Oh, joy. Wow. Truman's still alive.
The leaders never change in the multiplayer. All the scripts for the players are turned off.